Ian. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we are strapped in and we are off. It's just wonderful, isn't it? This price discovery for Bitcoin. Yeah.
Imagine betting against us. Have you seen the little bubble Spotify channel?
No.
No, I haven't seen that.
There's a Spotify channel of inspiring Bitcoin house music.
No shit, really?
It's really good.
That's gonna be
It's really
interesting.
good.
All right, all right.
We'll find it. Here we go. Put it in the chat.
Nice busy chat today. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Michael. Nice to see you back as well. Yeah, all of us. We all went off for vacations, didn't we? Like as soon as the ball run started, this time
I think that's an important thing too. The number one problem for every single one of you is over trading, fucking it up, doing some stupid shit, getting greedy, putting on leverage, putting full porting into some fucking obscure tiny alt that doesn't take off with the rest of the shit. You guys, you got everything that you've been dreaming and hoping for the last couple of years. You have to play it reasonably conservative. Don't go shuffling around too many. It's like fucking chill, guys. You're on a winning horse. Like chill.
Nice.
Yeah, it's one, and it's one of those things. Like obviously, before I went on a break. We were waiting for the flush, right? We were waiting for the flush. What a flush, man! Like I was just catching up yesterday and this morning. That's a huge ass liquidation, a lot of liquidation. So that was expected, and we're gonna have another one. So obviously,
talk about the maths of that. When the biggest predictor of tomorrow's volatility is today's volatility. So if we're starting to get flash crashes and wiggles and leverage wipeouts, the thing that we statistically ought to expect is more of the same. True. So this is the game. The game is everyone's making money, and then every week or two or three, it shits the bed, and who are too far out over the edge get fucked. And then we continue to go. And so your number one fucking risk is being one of those fuckers that got too greedy at the wrong time. So don't do that. It's just simple. Don't get greedy at all. Just chilling in spot is going to make you heaps. I'd like to point out that the things that have bounced strongest off the lows, aside from Hyperliquid, which is
on hindsight, I actually sold too early, man. Like obviously I need capital, so obviously I sold too early on that. But that's what it is. That's why you need it. And then I sold half, but then I started buying back. That's the only thing that I touch when I was on a break. I bought a little bit more on that stuff, man, because obviously, it is.
And that's crypto right there. People on the sidelines thinking that they've missed out, buying at a higher price. That's exactly how this game works.
The three coins that have gone up the most since the crash.
Aave,
Link, Ina. Which three coins? Let me bring up Trump's fucking wallet.
Yeah, bring that. I was looking at your email, man. Like that's an interesting one.
The World Liberty Financial Multi wallet. Trump's wallet. Let's look at what the fuck is holding. Oh, look. Chainlink, Aave, Athena, and today he just bought 250K worth of Ondo. Let's look at what Ondo's doing. Fuck off. So people are buying Trump's bags. So this is something that, Well, let's look at what he's done. 2 hours ago, what's he doing? Oh, that's all. It's using cow swap too. Weird. Okay. I'll let you guys go first.
Well, to be honest, without even bringing a Bitcoin chart up, this is a great time to talk about Bitcoin because it's price discovery. And how do you narrate price discovery when you are discovering? You know, there's ways that we can think about it that I've been trying to think about it, you know, just from the simply, we've had a straight shot up for the last 8 weeks. There's only been a tiny little bit of pull,
We're owed a pullback.
you know. So I'm thinking, you know, so I would put myself as pretty much risk off and very cautious right now, because I think that, you know, we've had a sequence of smaller boner candles that have just gone up, and we haven't really had any pullback yet. And I think that there's still something out there that is going to catch, because the market always does the opposite thing. Yeah, that's the thing that you tell us, these heuristics to go by. So at the moment, everybody is fucking high fives. Let's go for beers. I've won. I'm a winner. And I think it's going to come along and fuck us.
That's usually okay, so this is the question. At the heart of the question is what we have is the amount of like cheering and high-fiving that usually 90% of the time it denotes a top that lasts for a couple of months. But it's also the times when we've had an alt season also start from this as well. So we have something that I think is about a 50% chance of a real rip and run alt season that just never looks back or barely looks back or just does these little one-day flash crash candles like we had the other day. There's about there's a chance of that, and if that happens, then everything 10x's, right?
It does.
I mean, you can't rule that out. You also can't rule out significant top that lasts for a couple of months and you can't rule out a period of sideways action. But what makes me like, if you zoom, I don't like this market cap dominance. Can you just float up a BTC chart or a total chart or something? Okay, so how long did we go sideways for?
Oh, what was that? 7-8 months.
Okay, and how long have we been going up since the 7-8 months?
8 weeks, so 10%.
Not quite 8 weeks, it's 7 weeks today.
Okay, 7 weeks.
So do you really think that we did 8 months of sideways and then we just get 7 weeks of pump?
Well, if BEC really takes off, then alts won't be able to keep up with it. That's why I was first looking at that Bitcoin dominance chart, because we've had a breather of the dominance, which has allowed alts to have a nice run, but that dominance is coming back.
Dominance is a real thing, dude. I don't think it stands up to any sort of like statistical rigor just because the denominator always changes. Like there's always more alts. You know, I mean, the real question is does Bitcoin pump at the same time as alts? I mean, that's what you're trying to. That's what you're trying to ascertain right now. Okay, let me show. So here's Bitcoin. Just reload this. Okay, so let's go back to the election, November 6th, which is when everything changed. You can see everything changed there. Here's Bitcoin. Here's our alts. I mean, what else should we be adding in there? I can't add hype because So here's Bitcoin. Almost everything's beaten Bitcoin off the lows. Let's look at since the most recent crash. When was the most recent crash? Here. ENA, Aave, Link, Sui. Some things are really beating Bitcoin since the recent crash. Some things aren't, but look at it the last couple of days.
Hmm.
Things are really, we're seeing alts outperform Bitcoin.
Hmm.
That's something we haven't seen this cycle. Like this cycle has been Solana's outperformed, but Bitcoin has. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get one of these big things or a couple of these big things, and our job is to catch these big things, and that's the truth of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like to catch the ones that really, really outperform everything. So Ian's cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Richie, how are you?
Mate, honestly, I'm actually very optimistic, and the reason why is if we have a look at all the flushes that happen, right, and how quick they react the buying on all the alts and stuff like that, that's a pure bull behavior. That's a bull. I think we not listening, Scott. Are you listening to Scott again?
No, we're listening to you.
Oh, there you go.
Listen.
There you go. Okay. So I'm very I'm cautious in terms of leverage. Not really, but because we just had a flush, there's a high likelihood that we could revisit. And let me just show you what I'm looking at. Oh, hello.
Just neatly nailed the tension. Like a logical person would say, wow, this is too hot. We're heading for a car crash. Maurizio's saying, but we just had a car crash and everyone just fucking got back in the car like 3 days, like the next day, like nothing had happened and bid it straight up.
So everybody was hoping for the crash. Everybody, like all the big traders that actually missed out on these jumps. Like let's talk about any coin, right? Let's talk about Brett.
Yeah.
Memecoin, right? Memecoin had a huge jump. You now have this pullback, and you can actually see that most of these coins are respecting these levels, right? And these levels actually are on the breakout of that happened on the 17th of November. So there is a lot of opportunities for buying. Like people are buying. Like this is not obviously on the crash.
Behavior. And I think the area, there's someone in the chat, Anne, who's got a 1400% winner on one of the Hyperliquid shitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, brand new ecosystems where there's money flooding into that ecosystem are going to be positive expected value. So I wouldn't be playing Solana shitters right now. I would be playing Hyper shitters.
Me too.
Definitely. The only thing that stops me doing that is because I've got fucking $1 million in my Hype spot account, and
Which I have something for you guys in terms of hype and because I've been doing a little bit of research and things like that. When hype, like we just need to hold a little bit the hype a little bit longer, and instead of selling it, there's going to be exchanges like Bybit, like Gate, like KuCoin. Well, KuCoin you can actually do what I'm about to say. But when hype actually comes down to Bybit, then what you could do is actually having hype as a collateral and keep trading perps, and you don't sell it. And if your trades goes well, so obviously the more the hype appreciates in value, then you have collateral. But that's going to take a little bit longer in terms of the research that I'm doing. How long it's going to take to get hype into the exchanges as a spot?
If you're not making enough money on your hype trade, you just need to learn some acceptance around that, because we made 400% in a month, right? And we didn't deserve the money to begin with. They just fucking gave it to us, right? So come on, if you're going to say that's not enough, I need to lever that up and start betting. Come on, guys, come on, calm the fuck down. Like this one's going to be a 10x from here. You've got that. You've got that.
Definitely.
The last thing you fucking need to be doing is taking a bird in the hand 10x
But that depends of the capital that you hold. So if you have 1 million and then it goes to 10x, then that's fine. If you have, because I had a chat with someone that we went together, and he had a little bit of a hype, and that's sort of the capital that he's going to have to trade. What is the best way to trade it? Then that could be the opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, you know, now it has capital. So that comes to where you're at, right? I guess that
if you have to trade.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if he has, imagine that you have an airdrop and you have $5,000 back, right? To goes 10x, 50,000, it will be good, fantastic. And is that life-changing money? Maybe yes, maybe not, right?
And you can conceivably run that up 10x if you dump it in a meme coin and the meme coin goes.
No, what I mean is when you actually have it as a collateral, you can do perp trading, which is basically the leverage trading that we do without spending your hype. And that will be your collateral money in order to actually buy perps, make more money, right? Stuff like that. So that could be a really good strategy from that perspective. But you'd really need to know how to trade, risk management, all the stuff that we do here with the leverage course, guys. So that's an opportunity right there, right? But that's not going to happen right now, right?
I'm looking at the Hyperliquid shitcoins right now, and they're just going nuts. Like
they are, man, they are. But then obviously, in order to get into it, if you don't have enough capital, right, then you need to sell some hybrid to get into that one. Would you want to do that? That's a risk thing that you wanted to assess. It depends on where you are in terms of your full portfolio. Or would you actually add more money? So that's another question that you have to ask yourself in terms of where you are in terms of money.
I mean, the Hyperliquid coins that I like are the ones that are really community based. So I like Per, I like H Fun, I like PIP, I like Jeff. There's a new Telegram bot with all the new coins, and it's set up for that. I think it's going to be value extractive on the whole, but Hyperliquid shit coins are like a pump fund, but launched on the Hyperliquid blockchain. It's going to be the new hot thing. Would I buy?
Definitely. I agree.
Now, absolutely, I would buy more hype now.
Yeah, me too. Keep buying. Like if we have a look at hype, what he's doing, man. Like
you've never seen a chart like that.
Oh man, no, not especially after an airdrop. What a freaking successful airdrop this is, man. Like that's definitely, and if you add all the stuff that happening through the bull run, you know, this could definitely go to, man, who knows, right? So there's no pullbacks whatsoever. Like what, 1 to 3 days from launch, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 rate days, call it rate days in a way, but not really. So yeah, that I really happy with hype, and the technology is actually quite good though. So
see how much money he's holding. It's holding a fucking lot.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's doing okay. He's doing okay.
I just forgot to connect while I shared my.
No, but it's not as much as yours. But obviously, soul half, and you know, I'm up to like 50K, which is good. You know, so I'm happy with that stuff. Sorry,
50,000 hype you've got.
No, 50,000 total as a whole. You know, as a whole, as value right now. It was like about 1,300 hype, give or take. Yeah, and I had two Hyperliquid accounts, so I sold half on one. The other one wasn't that big. That thing was crazy, man. Like I'm still. So obviously, how you can actually use that money to make more. You know, that's something that you can actually think about if you don't have enough. You know what I mean? If you have like already 1 million and then you hold and it's going to be 10 million, then I wouldn't do anything. I will just chill. You know what I mean? Like definitely it's a different behavior where you're at in terms of you know, where you are in terms of your finances of everything. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. It's like, you know, if you want to get really rich off crypto, one of the things that you have to do is just figure out what's going to be a top 20 coin before it hits the top 20. If you did that with Shiba, if you did that with Pepe, if you did that with Sui, if you did that with Tia, if you did that with fucking anything, you're rich. Here we have a coin that is an absolute slam dunk to be a top 10 coin.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no doubt this is growing faster than FTX grew when FTX came up. It's going to be a top 3, top 2 exchange inside a year.
Mm-hmm.
That token is going to, my first profit target is at $96. So actually,
Yeah.
I should probably share my profit targets for it.
Yeah. I was going to say 100, believe it or not. So I'm sort of in the same boat after.
Okay, so this is a good thing to discuss, right? Let me just share my screen. Okay, so this is my plan. I have 38,500 hype tokens. My first profit target, which I think it's fairly valued at. So my idea is that if it's fairly valued, I need to take profits because that's a life-changing amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
As it gets overextended, I'm gradually going to scale out. So at $96, I'm going to cash out 40% of it, and I'm going to cash that out into FinRev. At $44, at $44 billion market cap, which is $128, I'm going to cash out another 20%. And then 10% at 160, 190, 220, and 250. 250 is at $88 billion. I think that's very achievable in a bull market. The other things that would cause me to sell is if momentum, as defined by our FinRev system, turns negative, or any of these stats about inflows or new users turn negative. If people stop using the platform, the growth story is dead, right? You can see it's all on chain at stats.hyperliquid.xyz. This is the story that people are missing. They're remembering it as the exchange of 2 weeks ago, but it's really not. Like if you look at 2 weeks ago, it had 645 million bucks in it. Now it's got 2 billion. You know,
And there is a good reason for it, Scott, and there is a narrative or perhaps people will expect another airdrop. So
Yeah.
now people are moving into trade into this exchange instead of DYDX or Drift or whatever. Now they're jumping in because now if they trade on it, right? At some point it might not, but it's the same thing. Good fees, good execution. So there is a lot of people transitioning into using this exchange because of it.
Like in the chat, if you've used Hyperliquid, how do you find it compared to Binance and Bybit? You like it better? You like it the same? You like it worse? Like in the chat, what do people really think about the exchange and its ease of use? Like overall, rated as an exchange out of 10. Yeah, everyone says the fucking same, right? It's fucking awesome to use. Once you use it, once you had black, you never go back. It's fucking great in every way.
Mm.
Yes, great in every way. I'm a novice. I find it easy. They're fair about so the idea is that look at all these new users. These new users are very sticky. They're coming back. So Jeff is going to piss money to them.
Mm-hmm.
Staying. He's going to create a flywheel where you get paid for coming in, and he's going to pump this thing. It's brilliant what he's done.
I know, it's brilliant, and it's brilliant. What a great,
It's such
yeah.
incredible. It's an incredible plan. You know, the way that SBF came out of nowhere and he was like the world's most famous guy in crypto. Jeffy is going to do the same thing, but not be a scammer. That's my feeling. Yeah, that's my feeling. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our trend system, we're going to put FinRev on this. We're going to buy the ticker trend, which is going to cost me a fucking shit ton of money. It's going to cost me most of that $1 million now. How do you do hedge trades on Hyperliquid? You sort.
What do you mean hedge trades?
You mean basis trades or?
No
Okay.
idea. No idea what his question is. Yeah.
So the vaults are a really good place to, when you take profits, to stick it in. So you click on vaults up the top, go to Hyperliquidity provider. And you can see that before this, they had a different mechanism. So this is after they've added liquidations in. You can see after here, this equity curve has been, I've used this, I've earned a couple of grand off it, and it's a straight up line with a maximum drawdown of 5.68%. So it's about 30% per year with a 5% drawdown, which is really a Sharpe ratio. But this is an equity curve better than any of us have. Like, this is much better than FinRev. Even though it's only 30% a year, it's much better than FinRev because it's steady and smooth. So you just use a VPN, Stephen. Yeah. So this is the this is the Hyperliquidity vault. And what this does is it really incentivizes you to provide liquidity to the market maker. And because there's more liquidity, the trading is easier and better. And because the trading is easier and better, it attracts more people, and then they share the money with the people, and they get excited and they tell their friends and blah blah blah. So he's growing his business by being ridiculously generous with users.
Mm-hmm.
How generous with users? He gave me $1 million fucking dollars. that is a fucking lot, right? Like, it's
it's crazy, man. Crazy.
no, I didn't use the exchange that much.
Me neither. Well, I did at the beginning a while back when we did
I used it every day, but I had small accounts there. I had like 20, 30 grand on it most of the time. I was just doing some degen perp stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
me too. I wasn't using it that much because I was doing the dirty carry testing, all that sort of stuff, and then I did the dirty carry test trading for probably, I will say, 6 months, like consistently. And look at this stuff, man. Like,
we're
amazing.
back up on ox.fun. Started trading it.
So, sorry, what was that?
We're starting a ox.fun vault, so a fund for meme coins, trading dirty
Oh,
carry.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We started it last Thursday, and
Okay.
we've got David Holt, who is I Draw Charts on Twitter. He's a ex-market maker, very good trader. He's doing all the execution, and we're going to get that listed as a vault on OX Funds. So just like the Hyperliquid vaults, you can deposit and trade meme coins long and short with that. It works like motherfucker. It's fucking great.
Is that already open for the public, or?
Alt isn't open to the public, but it's trading now, and I'm seeing the track record. I just want to, have a look at the track.
Sweet. That's awesome, man. I love it. Like, yeah, that's especially in these times. It will do beautiful, man.
It'll be a sharp 2.5 meme coin trade.
Yep.
Awesome. And that's automated, is it? People just put their money into the vault and that's it. They go away and have
the vault, and we have an execution trader, David, who's doing the actual buying and selling based on quant stuff. It's exactly the same as we used to do with our Hyperliquid system. Same system, same everything. Really good, fucking great. Actually, I'm going to put some money. I'll probably put 100 grand into it.
That's great, man. Yeah, let me know. And yeah, awesome, man. That will be fantastic. That will be fantastic. Yep. All right. So interesting.
And a couple of new announcements for this year. I've got a friend of mine called Worst Contrarian on Twitter, who's a guy I've known for 10 years now. I know what his fucking name is. He's going to do a series of delta neutral trade webinars for us. He doesn't take directional risk at all. So he's going to talk about, basis trades and funding arbitrages and liquid staking derivative arbitrages. And he's going to do a series of 6 calls on each one on a different sort of delta neutral trade, because that, I think, is a bit where we're weak. Like most of my trading is punting directionally, and all of his trading is punting without betting on market direction or coin direction. So that's a thing I've got going on, and I've got a call tomorrow with a guy called BTC Sessions, who's one of the OG Bitcoin influencers, Bitcoin security Bitcoin laser eyes guys, and I'm trying to get them to put a series of calls together on Bitcoin and crypto security, upgrading everyone's security skills, because I think that's something we should all be paying a lot more attention as we've got
Yep.
7 figures on a browser extension. Don't want anyone, and that's happened before, and it'll happen again. And I don't want it, and I don't want it to happen to you. So I think that's somewhere where we can spend a bit of money and get some real experts in, and you know, one of the problems is, you know, I've got fucking Bitcoins. What happens if I die? Do I want to make sure that my wife actually Bitcoins?
Not only Scott, that I think that's a great idea. I saw a lot of people, you know, when they actually Google stuff like the Telegram bots, shit like that, stuff like that. Be very, very careful right now. You know, in last week, you have no idea how much SMSs I received about my Binance, my Binance account, Coinbase accounts, all that sort of stuff. Like the amount of shit
to scam you
that is going on. So be very cautious. A while back, I don't know if the videos are available now. A while back, we did like ways to set up your MetaMask accordingly. So make sure that have several MetaMasks with you and use one to test and make sure that you don't have enough money. And then when you're fully sure that that actually works, then use it with your real account, stuff like that, or have different MetaMask set up for different purposes. So for instance, for trading my Hyperliquid, I only have one specific MetaMask that I don't browse, that I don't do any shit with it. Same thing with my FinRef DYDX. There's a separate MetaMask with a separate thing, completely independent.
So the way anyone who gets even a look at your seed phrase, the 24 words, if they even see it once, they can steal all your shit until the end of time. And so a lot of the malware now has AI software to go through all the photos and screen captures on your fucking hard drive looking for anything that looks like it's got 12 or 24 words. So you can never, ever save it in a notepad. You can never save it in a photo on your camera reel. Don't do any of that shit. It has to be written down on bits of paper. And what I mean is you want to get, you know, I've got a recovery sheets, and you write them down here, close them up, because anyone who sees this can steal your shit. You want to put it in a fucking thing, and you want to get it in a safe the fuck away from you with comprehensive instructions on if I die, here's my shit.
And use that as a cold storage. Like for instance, guys, if you have you know, wallets, cold storage, and have that, and then just transfer a little bit of money if you're gonna do transfer and things like that. So be very careful, especially now looking for new bots, new AI stuff that it, you know, a lot of people promises, like, you know, sign in here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna that. So be very, very careful, man. Very, very careful.
Very careful right now. You know, everyone's got all this money. There's people going to be trying to steal it from you.
Especially hype. I think it's going to be a lot of people after hype airdrops. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people got airdrops. So if you're not careful, they might get all your hype. Like, you know, that's what it is, you know? So be careful. Just yeah, be aware of anything that you download, be aware of every single link that you actually visit.
Number one way you're going to get fucked here is 2 ways. One is torrents. If you're using fucking torrents right now to download and pirate software, games, fucking TV shows, movies, this is a very, very bad attack vector. If you're doing that, you need to have a separate computer that you use for downloading your shit like that. Do not on your main computer, and take this fucking seriously. None of torrent shit is dangerous as fuck. Don't do it. The second way is by clicking on links on social media that promise to give you an airdrop, promise to give you a this, promise to free stuff. Just click here, connect your wallet, and you'll register for this airdrop, this. All that stuff is bullshit, dude. Don't fall for it.
Also, there is one that I want to highlight because a friend of mine got affected deeply. And sometimes what they do if you open your MetaMask, sometimes you see tokens that, you know, could be seen as an airdrop. You know, sometimes you actually get airdropped some bait, you know what I mean? In terms like, and then you need to sort of click into that link to actually, or in a link to actually get that airdrop effectively. And then you get sort of exposed, and then they will take whatever is on your MetaMask, as simple as that. So MetaMask is very safe. It's just not like it's a lot of, because a lot of people are using it, a lot of people are trying to hack it, right? But then it's just the sort of thing. Remember that crypto is, the whole essence of crypto is that you take responsibility of your own money at the end of the day. So you need to be very careful and educate yourself in terms of, you know, how to do the MetaMask properly, how to have different.
So what do you do for security, Maurizio? Because I'll show you
What do I do? Yes. All right. What do I do? First of all, okay, all my MetaMask, I have 20, 25 MetaMasks. The downside is administration of those is a mess. Why? Because obviously, you know, you have more seed phrases to remember or seed phrases to actually take care of. So I have one MetaMask that I do all the testing on it. Like if I want to buy something, if I want to sell something, I do, you know, if I browse, that's the one that I have on my computer to actually link. I have different profiles on my Google Chrome. So with Google Chrome or Brave, you could create different profiles, which are not, they don't need to be linked to any, with any Gmail address or anything like that whatsoever. Once you create a profile, then you download a MetaMask, and that's completely independent. So every time that I'm going to trade on Hyperliquid, for instance, I open my Google profile .hyperliquid, which doesn't have any on it, that which I don't browse, which I don't do with that. The only thing that it has is the MetaMask that I trade with, and that's it. So I have a bunch of different profiles in which I individually do different things for each one, right? And then I do have another MetaMask in where I don't even have it in the computer whatsoever, and I do sort of cold storage into it, right? So, and I do, and remember that each one of your MetaMask will be able to have different accounts. So if you actually create 5 accounts or 6 accounts and you use the last one, what happens with a hacker is that if you basically get a hold of your MetaMask, the first thing that they're going to hack is your first and your second account. If you break that barrier and have 5, 6, 7, or even 8, they'll never reach there. They never will know that you have money into the 8 account. You have to manually import that first. So that's kind of my protocol for security using MetaMask.
Do you use a hardware wallet?
Yes, I do.
What do you use?
I use Trezor, and I have a cold wallet that I use that is not connected, especially for Bitcoin. And that's called like it's basically a card, something that you can actually create offline. That I was going to get that one as well.
That's what I use. This is the Ledger Stacks.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to set up. I set it up on the weekend. You can use it with, yeah, it's pretty good. But the problem is you want to create, because you never know for sure that your existing MetaMask is clean, right? If anyone's got my private keys, it doesn't matter that I've got it on secure storage. It's not secure anymore. So what you have to do is use this as brand new cold storage and send your shit to that.
Yeah, so there is a bunch of different ways of doing it. It depends on what you do, right? Like if you don't like trade much, then your setup could be a little bit simpler. But because I do different types of, especially the meme stuff, for instance, all the meme stuff, the Solana stuff, I do have one wallet that is only doing that stuff. That's if I hold it. I have another wallet that is actually connected to the Trojan bot, or you know what I mean? I don't use, you know what I mean? So I have several, I might be overkilling it, but I have pretty much individual stuff for it. So you have to make sure that you keep track of every single thing. But then, yeah, that's how I protect myself to it. Because I've been hacked before, and it's not fun, man. And obviously it's nothing that you can do about it. The only thing that you can do is learn from it and then protect yourself in the future. That's kind of the best way to mention it. Our coins in CoinSpot have,
Terrified now.
right?
I said I woke up feeling good this morning. I'm terrified now. All
You
that
know,
downloaded pornography is going to come back and bite me.
it's not terrible. Sorry, what was that, Scott?
So there was a question. You have to be paranoid. You have to be paranoid.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially once you start getting more money, right? I also have multiple exchanges, guys. And that's something that I do recommend. I recommend since the beginning of time. That's the only reason I'm not living on the street after the FTX. You know, because I have multiple exchanges, right? And that's the only reason why. You know, that's the only protection that you had because can we have another FTX event? Maybe, right? Is that completely out of the question? I don't think so. It's less likelihood. The likelihood is less, but yeah. So yeah. Diversifying instead of, like, you know what I mean, and then as you make money, you put it on your cold storage in you know, happy days. But then yeah, that's kind of the way I do it.
Cool. What's your plan for the week? Because I'm winding down for the week. I'm just fucking chilling in spot.
Oh no, I have a lot of stuff, man. let me go through a bunch of things that I'm.
By the way, I think we should do some due diligence on Woo, the exchange.
Yep.
And whether or not their users are growing, their volumes are growing, because I think this was my absolute slam dunk pick for this cycle, and it may not be playing out. Ian, things to say about that as well.
All right, now I'll look into it. I was doing a little bit of stuff, but then essentially what I'm focusing on is finding all these coins that actually held pretty well. Like, for instance, bread, especially memes. Memes are very, very, like, big, like, horrible. But then obviously I'm going to be looking into getting into some of them, especially the ones that I have in my sort of radar are going to be Mumu, believe it or not, and I'm seeing a lot of holders right here, so that could go. I'm seeing also Flocky. So Flocky is actually holding pretty good. Like, it is holding pretty good, man. Like, look at this, especially on the flush, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at FWalk. We already bought FWalk, but I think Foxy, I'm gonna start adding more into Foxy. So Foxy,
You bring
look
up
at this. Which one?
FWalk.
Yep.
Because the user metric, is that a daily?
This is the day. Let me just open the daily only.
And
So
all
this
these
is the
memes
daily.
have just been slaughtered lately, like Retardio's.
They have everything, like all the memes, because well, I'm catching up for last week, but what I saw, the narrative that actually pumped last week was a lot of utility, AI, and things like that. And I think that will rotate. So there is a highly likelihood that all these memes will come back, at least to, you know what I mean, to all-time highs. Not all-time highs, to the closest high. So that's why I'm paying close attention to it. So Mew as well. So they all been really hammered. The interesting fact is I'm focusing on the ones that actually got this rejection of the lows pretty quick. You know what I mean? You can actually see that Mew went all the way here, like it dropped in one day, 35%. And then it came back from the lows immediately on the same day, 26% up. So these ones, I'm going to be trading in instead of holding them. So now I'm going to start getting some leverage trades. And by the mean, guys, leverage trade doesn't mean that you have to go over leverage. You can actually just do a simple trade and get some profits out of this stuff, right? So that's kind of my plan for this week. Be doing, let's see if this holds up. And if it does, there's a highly likelihood that we see a little bit of a push on these ones, right? So that's kind of my plan for this week. I also seen gold as a possibility as well. So gold, it looks pretty good, man, to at least revisit this high right here. So
You'll just take like a second to talk about Filecoin here.
Let's have a look at Filecoin. I was looking at Filecoin.
Jeff fucking 40 million.
Yeah, look at this shit, man. Unbelievable. What a great. Yeah.
Oh.
So Filecoin, great trade, man. Great trade.
Filecoin. I'm looking for partial profits at where is my partial profits? 0.49. Sorry, just before a dollar. Just before a dollar.
All right. Right there.
Yep.
Yep. Great.
Good.
So yeah. The one that I bought before the break, and I want to touch on it, is Luckycoin. Have you heard about this one?
No.
Have you heard about this? All right. So I start buying this one, guys. And before I went away, I sent the signal. Not sure who is in it. I just want to know who is in it or who is not. If you guys actually went in or not. And I just want to talk about this because I think
sleeping on Maurizio's signals, he's far better because he's in the trenches here. He's far better at this than me. You should be paying more attention to anything he says than anything I say.
I'm very minded. I do some spot. I did a lot of spot buys before I went away, but then I bought around here about nine. So Luckycoin. Let me just open it up here. So Luckycoin, it is a chain. This is actually the first chain that was actually created before Doge. So Dogecoin is actually a copy of Luckycoin.
No.
The only difference with this one, the interesting aspect of it is they revive the whole thing. So they revive the whole bridge, they revive the whole mining, they revive the whole everything, and is gaining a lot of momentum. Now, the interesting thing about here, why is it called Lucky, is the miners, right? The miners, when they mine the coin, they get a reward. They have inbuilt rewards on a lucky variable, you know what I mean? It's like a lottery. So miners, just because of mining on a certain blocks, they receive a massive reward, right, out of it. So on top of this, is not on the exchanges. This one is not on the exchanges yet at all. Why not? Because they need to start buying, exchange needs to start allocating. And the only way to allocate this stuff is actually to mine it. This is nothing, this is not a coin that if you they get a massive amount of supply and stuff like that. This is kind of the original sort of psychology of crypto, that you mine it, then it creates, and then it's a blockchain itself. Okay, so this one was launched, or not launched, like it was revived, right? And Mexi actually was the one that actually listed it first. So it was only two exchanges that listed this thing. One was Mexi, and another one exchange that is called No KYC, which is, I bought it in there. That's the only risk of it. And I have to be completely transparent here. I haven't heard about No KYC exchange until I bought this thing. Okay. But this thing actually started, was listed at $3 and went all the way up to 20. Okay. Now, it's holding on these levels right here. And there is a highly likelihood that this is going to start being listed in all the other exchanges. Okay. And the fact that it has two different things, it has two aspects that I really like. It has, that is, the original thing before Dogecoin. This is the original thing before Dogecoin. So you have the narrative going on. You have also the lucky aspect going on. And you do have as well this sort of, like, it's been 11-year gap that they haven't done. So now it's like a community takeover, and people are actually reviving. Then new miners are actually mining this thing. You can actually see the hash rate going up and things like that. So you can track it, and it's actually it's actually very interesting. So there is this one is, that's why I'm buying it, and there is a highly likelihood that we're gonna see. This is a spot buy. You cannot actually trade this anything. What is the downside? The only downside is that you can only buy it in Mexi as index. The index, the liquidity is pretty shit at the moment. But then Ourbit, I have no idea about this one, and CoinEx and non-KYC. So non-KYC seems like it has good liquidity when like 2 weeks ago, but now it seems like Mexi has better liquidity. But be completely transparent, I actually bought it in non-KYC. So apparently non-KYC is not bad. I bought it. You don't, like, anyone can actually buy spot from here. It's kind of like, even though it's non-KYC, they actually ask you to supply your phone number. So how, I don't know if it's that you need to actually have your phone number to receive a code in order to, so I don't know how non-KYC that looks like, but that's the only downside, that if you keep it on non-KYC, then if this one goes down, you lose all your luckies. However, Mexi, I don't know, the downside of Mexi is not like, if you're from the US, you will not be able to actually buy anything on Mexi, right? So I didn't want to go through the friggin' KYC on Mexi and shit like that, so I bought in non-KYC. So bear in mind that they're going to be launching their own wallet as well. So their own wallet's on the works. So what happens now is, once their wallet is done, then I will just take those Lucky into my own wallet and have my own custody of it. And I don't care that. So from the time being to now, that's the third party risk that I'm seeing on this one. Besides that, I do think that this one could do really well. So I'm thinking about more at these levels here. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm watching this today. So I want to talk about this one because I did send the signal for this one. So yeah.
Awesome. So Maurizio, I got some interesting bits for you to think of. So Google have cracked, or they are the most advanced with the quantum computing. They produce that Willow chip. So we were just talking about security. Quantum computing is a very serious threat to crypto. So if you look in the chat, there are currently 6 quantum resistant tokens that are going around.
Catch a bid, that's a narrative that could catch a bid. I'm not saying that couldn't work.
But putting two and two together and arriving at about 8 or 9 or 10.
Yep.
Yeah. Could be worth.
That's a really cool narrative. We'll do more research on it, because it's a narrative at the end of the day, right? Like, if you think about it,
it's not real, because that's like 5 to 10 years away from happening. So
correct. So it could catch on, could not. You will see in the price action anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you will see that if that's catch on. So there's 2 things. It depends of what question is all about. So one is the narrative in itself to invest on those tokens. And then the other one is the inherent risk of the real quantum computer breaking down blockchain completely, everything. And then everything will be to shed, like breaking all the passwords, breaking everything. You know what I mean? So can that happen? Like, there is a possibility, right? So obviously, how would you protect? That ties up with how would you protect yourself to either have your token as your own sort of custody, right? Your own custody. But if quantum computing comes along and break Bitcoin, doesn't matter where you hold it, it's all shit. You know what I mean? As simple as that. That's an inherent risk of a blockchain itself, right? So something to be aware of as well. But if quantum computer could break any bank as well, you know what I mean? Like, it's not only crypto; it will break every single fucking encryption that exists in the world.
I think of this computing a bit like,
if encryption is cracked, don't worry about it, guys. Like, you got bigger.
Yeah, we're fucked, man. Like, technically,
don't work. Your bank accounts are zeroed. Like, society breaks down in under 2 days. the first thing you got to do is find the richest person you have with a stash of gold and kill them and take their gold and their women and fucking get to high ground, permanent water, get a stash of dried food. Don't worry about the fucking your quantum resistant coin's going to save the day. The fuck it is. The fuck it is. It's going to be break down a civilization in literally about 2 days. The ATMs don't work. Your credit cards don't work. Bank transfers don't work. There's no money left. What the fuck do you think happens?
Yeah. I mean, I think that the way I've been looking at quantum is, you know, what you've just said, Scott, but I think of it as a bit like building a nuclear bomb. Everybody wants a nuclear bomb, but they're not easy to make. And like this quantum computing, you know, this stuff is not easy. And who even knows what that Willow is capable of that Google have, you know, it might be like just a tiny pissy little thing.
People who know say it's a toy, say it's like a long way from being real.
Yeah, it is. But in this, you know, in crypto, in narratives in the world, you've got nervous Nereses, and you start telling them there's quantum resistant, and they're hearing this quantum stuff all day in attacks. Boom.
Yeah, I can see how that would fly.
Yeah, me too. I can definitely see this narrative. So it's something like
There's something
that you need to, yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't trust anyone in crypto when they say X thing is quantum resistant. Like, they're probably just saying it. Like, people in crypto lie all the time. Like the fuck they are. Oh, yeah. What a surprise. The day after some quantum announcement, you happen to be one of a handful of cryptos claiming to be quantum resistant. I'm just calling bullshit on it.
You could use it as a trade. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Definitely trade. I think he trade. I just wouldn't believe it.
But then, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I'll look into it more, especially those ones. I'll keep a track of it, see if we can, you know, get some, because I can see how it can catch attention of people. You know what I mean? And then obviously I can see, is that going to be sustainable? That's kind of that's kind of the things that you don't know in crypto, right? How sustainable it's going to go. In the bull run, everything is going to go. What is not going to crash? That's the question. You know what I mean? In that's kind of the hardest that question to answer. What is going to crash less? Probably because everything's going to crash, maybe, or what's going to be sustainable? That's kind of, yeah, that's my take. But then I wanna leave you as well with another ones that I'm sort of following. So obviously I'm following Goat, this one AIOS. I always have issues pronouncing this thing. This one is looked pretty good, man, from the flash. Look at this, like, so that's what I'm trying to catch on.
What is this one? AI16Z.
Yeah.
Look fucking great.
Yeah, this one looks pretty great. So there is a highly likelihood, you know, you can, and obviously you can see in Bybit, but if we open it in KuCoin, let's have a look at the. We have more, a little bit of the real picture of it. So this one actually was launched on the 2021. And now we are almost at all-time highs since this thing has been launched. So that I really like this one for real price discovery. It does have good things in terms of the network and things. They're doing AI stuff. So I'm watching on this one as well. I haven't bought any, but the fact that on the kind of flash is holding quite a bit. So what I'm looking for is things that hold up or recover quite quick. It does comply with the existing narrative. AI narrative is going to be for the whole freaking year, I still believe. So, you know, these ones are the likelihood that might do well in the bull run. Well, we are in the bull run more than likely, you know, so because that's kind of what I'm sort of researching on. Which ones are the high? Which one? These ones are the ones that are going to be sustainable, that are going to be that give us that nice 10x or 20x or even more, right? So I think this might be the one. mode, man, I wish I was last week. I would have definitely bought around here. I've been tracking mode for a while. Nice flush. It hasn't recovered as I wanted to see, but I would have, yeah, this one something that I'm following. We went into peanut last week as well, so I think peanut will definitely, yeah, all meme coins. What I've seen is all the meme stuff is just holding off. So I'm just wanna go into the ones that are holding. But gaming, I wanted to get into Super Beam as well. These are my favorites to actually going into the gaming sort of narrative, and now gaming sort of start waking up. So probably Super Meme could be good trade. So I'm looking to have a I wouldn't do leverage just now unless I see a really good opportunity, but these ones could be for spot trading more than likely. So those are my favorite, man. I'm on all this, there's so many opportunities, man. So yeah. But I'll keep you updated during the week, man. All the virtual, yeah, been catching up with all the virtual stuff, man. Like Guru, now we had a pullback on Guru, EMP, now have pullback of EMP, ENQA, now is at a good level to start accumulating. Olas, I was talking about these ones, which are the virtual sort of platforms for virtual agents. And I do believe these ones could actually do really, really well. These ones are kind of small caps, so we could definitely see a 10x out of this one, CZ. Agent is actually my favorite, and now we had a really cool pullback. So I'm just going to see how it consolidates here, and then to actually get into this one. So this is my list of my favorite agents to start buying. So I was waiting for the flash. I was waiting for a pullback. Now we have it. Now what? You know, that's kind of the game right now. That's where I'm at.
Can you bring up a chart for Wilder's World, please? Wild, WLD.
Wild, yeah.
We haven't seen it in ages. Someone posted it in the chat. It looks fucking dope.
Wild, yes, wild. I had it yeah, I was tracking, like, it's too much stuff to track, you know what I mean? That's kind of a challenge. But wild, I really like it, man. Like, you can actually see how do you determine if you like it or not? Here's the way I do it, right? And obviously when you have a flash,
WLD,
yes,
not WILD. Wilder's World. It's the Web3 gaming coin.
Oh no, I thought it was WorldCoin. Okay, which one is it?
WorldCoin is the fucking twink boy eye scan.
Yeah, with the eye scan thing.
WILD.
WILD.
Yeah, and just
Wild.
zoom it back out because we traded.
Holy shit.
You remember you and I got zoom it way the fuck out. Remember you and I got cunted on this like way back in the day.
Yep.
Come.
Holy shit. Let me do the weekly on this one. All right. Wild. Yeah, Wilder World. Yeah, I remember now. Fuck, man. Yeah, I remember that one well.
Check this out. This is not Maurizio's and Scott's greatest hits. Remember when we got out here? It's like, oh fuck. This was us.
Are you sharing, or do you want me to share?
No, I'm sharing, but I want you to share.
Okay, yeah, I'm sharing. Yeah.
Beautiful chart.
It looks good, man. I'll look into it a little bit more, to be honest. But it looks really good, man. Like if you look at this sort of,
how many coins you holding now?
Well, I'm pretty much in the whole portfolio. So that's something that I'm, and obviously giving you guys a lot of options to actually get into trades. But then obviously, there's too many coins at the moment. What we're holding at the moment is all this.
You're holding all of those?
Yeah, we're holding all that stuff. So, and obviously
how many are you holding in?
I have got not that many. I have got 9 coins in total in my long hold portfolio.
I get about the same, and plus some meme coins.
Obviously, because I'm giving you guys a lot of options. I'm holding pretty much everything. Otherwise, I will lose track of everything. And something that I want to highlight is all our RWA portfolio is doing fantastically well. On the C puts checks, everything is working beautifully. So on the so beautiful.
Do you want to just look at Retardio quickly?
Sure.
I'd be stinky about that big god candle. I'd want to take some profits there.
I topped up with a little bit more Retardio when it went down to 009. There's a the old
Very nice.
high
I think it's still good. What I think has happened is that the heat's come off the meme coin sector. The two leading influences from for Retardio have kind of vanished. Must Stop Murad, he got doxxed by Zach, so he's gone quiet. So hoping that people will forget about him. And I Draw Line got banned for being a racist little Nazi fuck.
Just trying to launch it to
I think Retardio is going to be $1 still. I don't think there's any doubt that we're going to see $1 Retardio.
And Retardio doesn't really do much until Sol is pumping, and Sol's just been flirting with its all-time high. So I think once that really gets off and running, I think Retardio will pick up.
I think so.
Murad got doxxed. Murad's a guy who owns a lot of Retardio, SPX 6900, Glorp, ARPU, and a couple of others. And an on-chain investigator called Zach came out, found all his personal wallets, found the one he's holding $30 million odd worth of SPX 6900. And so that everyone, myself especially, immediately put alerts on all his wallets. So I can remember that motherfucker is moving or transferring coins in real time. And if he sells, I'm going to sell at the same time, because fuck that guy using me as exit liquid. And it's not retard, it's Retardio. Every coin will, and I'll post the contract address in the chat. When you use a swap, just copy and paste this one into the thing. That way you make sure that you get the right thing and not the wrong thing.
And that's also another thing of security, guys. Be very, very aware of this type of stuff, especially on memes. For instance, Luckycoin. Every time that we do a call, something, we always post the contract, we all post the DEX, we always put the CoinGecko link, and that's the only thing that you should trust. Why? There is a lot of Luckycoin, Solana, Luckycoin, Sui, Luckycoin shit that is not the one that you're buying. So be very aware of the stuff that you actually search for. Because, for instance, some guy said like retard on Hyperliquid. That's a completely different thing, right? And then you can actually be, oh, Hyperliquid now has Retardio, and then you go and buy, and then you get, that's kind of something to be really aware of if you don't have the experience to do this sort of stuff. No, I think that's it. I think too many stuff. So I've been doing a lot of more trading this week and the week after. I think if we look at Bitcoin, I think we might see, but I'm not like, I have no way to back it up. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, and if we see a flush on Bitcoin, definitely alts are going to suffer a little bit. But then if we look at this daily, man, like look at the flash, it wasn't even a flush, it was just a retracement. It's just some of the alts. If you look at the total three, and total three actually just went down all the way here. That was on Monday. I was completely aware.
It's great.
It's crazy, man. A lot of liquidations, a lot of people, and we actually got to stop in our leverage trade, guys. We actually got to stop out on. Let me go through that so I can catch you on that. So on the leverage trades that we hold, we actually got stopped out on PopCat. So we took some profits around here, moved the stop loss, and actually got stopped out on that one. And we got stopped out on Saga. We took some profit here, and obviously got stopped out here. Everything else will still holding. So MNT, look at this trade, is doing fantastically well. Say obviously we have the stop loss around here. This is never gonna get it. So obviously this is great. This is APT fantastically well. Not even touched the drift. We're still very good on drift on that one. Dodge, our Dodge is not even like we enter here. I run out of numbers, man, to describe this trade. So, and order is actually good. We took some profits around here, moved the stop loss, and now happy days if this one will continue on. And by the way, if you haven't entered an order, I think order could really benefit on Hyperliquid long. Like that was the whole thesis behind being on a leverage trade on order. And the reason why, if you guys seen my video about order is the liquidity provider for DeFi exchanges in a way, right? So it's a liquidity provider, and Hyperliquid is using them as well for liquidity. So you know what I mean? Like if there's more traders on Hyperliquid or on DeFi, order will do really well. That's why I put a spot order and a leverage trade as well. I'm so good on order that order could actually do really, really well on the bull run. So if you haven't bought order, might as well. It's a really good idea to start buying spot at least. I wouldn't do a leverage trade now. We enter here on leverage now. That is leverage control, but then that's kind of the where we are with these trades. So yeah, we only got stopped out on 2, so that's a good thing, and everything else was working well. We already 5x'd that account, so that's good. So I'll be doing much more trading on this week, guys. This and the next week.
Amazing, guys. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Okay. So let's just check the calendar before we fuck off.
Yep.
Here. Let me just bring up my calendar. Today is the 16th. When the fuck is the Christmas?
Next week on Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on where you are in the world. So next week, Monday is the 23rd, Tuesday, 24, 25 on the Wednesday.
So let's fuck off next week's call. Nobody, we can take the week off for Christmas, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Can you cancel all that and let everyone know?
See you after Christmas then.
See you after Christmas, guys. All right. I'll be around anyway, but see you guys.
See you guys. Hey, but before we go, one sec.
Yeah.
What a great year it's been. What are you grateful?
Right. We have to acknowledge that. Yeah, it has been.
What are you
What a
grateful?
great year. Man, I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the learning, right? Every time that I learn, you know, if you take every opportunity, bad opportunity, bad trade, and you do it well, you learn from all your mistakes. So I'm acknowledging that and learning.
We're both 3 times the traders that we were at the start this year. Ian, he's leveled up in the most amazing way.
Yeah. Level for you. I'm grateful for you guys, for this group, for Scott's knowledge, for all the stuff that I would learn, man, and we've grown so much. So I'm grateful for everything, guys. So I'm really happy to be here. Like honestly,
This year's been a wonderful year for us. Like if someone told me at the start of this year, Scott, you're going to make $3.5 million trading this year, I'd go, fuck, that'd be nice, but I can't see it.
I know.
If someone said, well, and you're going to pull 2 million of that out in cash, build your family's dream house and stash some away so that you can never fuck it up, and you're in a position something I couldn't start of this year either.
Yeah, I agree. And keep learning, guys. At the end of the day, if you become good traders, this is never gonna go away. At the end of the day, you're gonna have a market for like the rest of your life, and then it's a really great way to live. Yeah.
The 5th consecutive year for me that I've made more than $1 million US from trading in a year. So 5 years, no breaks, no losses. It's starting to feel like it might not be luck.
It's not luck, man. Oh, it's great, man. It's great. I'm happy as well. And I team, I definitely acknowledge all the guys in the team, Caroline, Aaron,
Legends.
Ian, fuck, man, like everybody that works with us, man. It's great, man. So obviously you know, next year, I think we're gonna do a lot of great trades and things like that. Like it's gonna be,
Well, not-
I'm getting ready to start shorting.
We're
And if
gonna-
you guys wanna,
We're gonna pump
if you
trends.
guys, oh man, if you guys wanna like, I'll be doing a lot of more like scalping stuff. That it's stuff that I really like. Is and obviously, you know, it's profitable, man. It's really profitable. So we're gonna have a great year ahead. So all good.
Okay, see you guys.
See you guys.